Alright, welcome back to another league race. This time we're with DNS. This time we are in Germany. I can see off the bat a nice wet race. Oh, that's fantastic. But looks like it's going to dry, so makes qualifying interesting, also redundant in many ways. I decided to set a banker on softs, and the result of that lap was a 12.2, so not too bad. But of course, with the race being wet, and you want to set a lap on the ultras ultimately to give you the best track position possible. And this was my best lap in the end. Come across the line is 11.2. A few mistakes in the lap, obviously could have gone a bit quicker, but was good enough for pole position with the rain coming here at the end. So my teammate Tez in second. Of course, Tez left the league after this race, after a DNF, so it's unfortunate to lose him, being around since the first race in Australia, F1 2016, so it's a shame, but sometimes the passion comes and goes, and maybe he'll be back in the future when the itch to race returns. Anyways, strategy, I mean, interesting weather conditions to play ahead here with the flipping, look at that third tile, absolutely brilliant. So anyways, see what we can do in the race. You can see a lovely view there. So anyways, 3, 4 and 5 red lights, getting ready for this one. The way we go, we're going to lead off the bat, just cover across the middle just in case Tez gets an idea to go up the inside, seize the corner for turn 1, and basically we can just run uncontested then down the rest of this first lap at least. And just coming out of turn 2 and turn 3 and 4. Kieran Trap Cocker is behind us. It's going to be a familiar story in this race, that is for sure. But anyways, lap 1, once you get by this bit in first, you're in a good position, so just make sure you give yourself plenty of room to brake in the wet, and you are good. So we survived that, and we can continue on and hope to pull away. I knew it was going to be difficult to shake some of these guys given the disadvantages of the wheel in the wet compared to the pad, so I knew if I could just survive this part of the race, I could probably get away in the dry, was my thinking. So, and I kind of mixed between a wet and a dry setup, so kind of get ready for that eventuality. Lap 4 and on to lap 5, there is going to be a beautiful safety car deployed right now, which doesn't really change anything. I only have second or so lead anyway, so excuse me as I eat. So anyways, lap 6, safety car ready to come in now. So again, look at the conditions, you can barely see a flipping thing. So absolute scenes, so wet, but again, getting ready to go racing again. I jump on the pedal. A solid enough restart. Didn't get as much of a clearance as I would like, but enough that I was going to be challenged into turn 1. So happy enough with that, and we're on lap 7 now, so still plenty of time to go in this race to hang on. Weather was going to dry out soon, but again, not for a few laps, so we just have to keep at it, just keep pushing. Fuel consumption and ERS consumption, not too big of issues in the wet. But see, lap 13, the rain is eased off a lot. You can actually see where you're going. Kieran Trap Cocker just 1.2 seconds behind, so he's keeping pace. We've pulled away massively from the rest of the field, so looks like it's going to be us today fighting for the win. And track getting closer to intermediate conditions. I checked my tyre wear there at 40s, and my rear carcass is gone. And so, as the track became drier, the less feasible these wets became, not only because of wear, but carcass temperature. The back end was beginning to get away a bit, and it felt like the right time to come on for intermediate. So lap 13, that's what was going to happen. Literally that lap was like, no, can't do this anymore. I think we both wanted to see how far we could take the wets and maybe go straight from wet to dry, but it wasn't going to happen. Had to come in, both of us came in the same lap. He had the same idea I did, so in we come. We do not speed, intermediates are set, and it seemed like everyone was doing the same thing. Tez and third is doing the same thing, so there you go. nice pit stop from the Renault boys, and we can get back out. And with about, I think, a 2-second lead we emerge with in the end. So careful on the way out of the pits. And there you go. The rain was going to stop soon, so this stint on inters wasn't going to be massively long, but it was the move to make. It was the right move to make. So for that reason, can't have any regrets then about going on to that set of inters at all. It was the only decision to make. Lap 16, you're going to see the pace that Cocker still has in the wet. I say lap time he goes faster, so he sets the fastest lap of the race. So we were going back and forth between fastest laps we were for a little bit, but he just had a bit more pace than I did still this phase of the race. So lap 21, clearing DRS range. Of course, DRS has not been enabled. The rain has stopped and the track is drying out, so we're getting ready soon for dry racing. On lap 22, just felt like the time was right to put on a set of softs to go to the end. Excuse me, oh gosh. So it was a late call actually in the end, but it was one that I was thinking, because these inters were getting a bit slippy and it felt like it was the right time. Coming into the pits then, that timing is only going to be confirmed by the DRS literally being enabled during this pit stop. So perfect timing indeed, and the softs will easily take 11 laps to the end. So strategy calls were absolutely bang on, so happy with that. That's what you can do. And at this phase I thought, okay, I should be able to get away a bit now. I should be able to put a little bit of separation there between me. Look at that, oh my goodness, flipping almost lost the race right there. Somehow managed to catch that. Absolute scenes. So I did not feel confident on these. Look, the track was still drying, so I was quite hesitant on these softs for the time being, and for a few laps now coming out of this stint. So I think that allowed Cocker to catch me, but his pace was really good on these as well. So you can see he just went 4/10 quicker, and he is within my DRS. So we're shaping up for a bit of a fight. I knew he had a penalty at the very least. I did not know how many. I had 2 myself at this stage as well, 2 warnings. So working on penalty. So no matter what, I knew. Look, no matter what penalties were up, I knew that I wanted to keep this position. I wanted to try and fight it, even if he had a penalty and I didn't. So that was my mindset. But lap 28, quite late in the race, he's going to get within the slipstream, within the DRS. You can see I've got low ERS and kind of low enough fuel, and he's going to move by into the lead of the race. And oh yeah, nice graphical glitch where the softs turned into inters there mid corner. Very nice. Just a little graphical glitch, nothing obviously didn't change. A little bit risky there. Ran very close, almost got my front wing hit into the back of him, to damage my front wing rather, but not quite. And continue on lap 28, and excuse me, I didn't want to let this go, or I didn't want to sit back and think, okay, he's got penalties. No, I want to keep going. And so lap 29, knocking up into rich fuel mixture. And do I go into overtake? I don't think I do. Actually slipped down to medium, and almost hit into the back again as the tyres change colour. So almost disastrous there, but not quite. So try to save fuel and ERS where I could following him. So try to do that as much as I could. I think I was successful enough in saving what I needed to save. And lap 30 then we're going to have another go. And I think this time, much better run. He's not got DRS, and I think this is the one he can't defend. He goes to defend the inside. I just take the racing line, and this worked out a treat, because by the time we got down to the braking zone, I'm well ahead. So we brake, and we get the move done, move back up into first then. So again, nothing to separate us for the majority of this race. Like I think the largest gap was that 2 seconds after that pit stop. So just shows you how close things were. Lap 33, still holding the lead. He's getting close, but at this stage I still have no penalties, and I'm fairly confident that I can avoid it. A little bit of contact there, but thankfully didn't send me wide, didn't damage his wing. So the fight can go on for the last lap. But I think I'm in I've been saving a little bit of fuel where I could, just for literally saving for this run down this straight, so he couldn't get by. Put into rich, put into high, using everything that I could for this last run. I knew if I could survive this, I should be looking good for the race win. So anyways, we're going to stay on board now for this last part of the lap. I covered my lines just in case. He could have got a switchback had I gone deep, but thankfully I didn't. Saved it, and now literally this is just a home stretch. Everything's looking good, and we should be able to get this race win. So a really good race. It did fly by. Just had to avoid. This is an area I got one of my warnings. No such luck this time in terms of picking up a penalty. So maybe I had all the luck. Anyways, a fantastically driven race, and we're going to go to some of the chatter as we both cross the line. Oh,
fucking good.
Well done, Cocker.
I
knew you had a penalty, but I knew you had a penalty, but I was like, no way, I don't want to let this go.
I had to, man.
Were you fighting for the win there?
We were.
Me and Graham were no more than a second apart for the 34 laps.
Did you penalties, Graham?
No.
No.
So, there you go. That was a really good race. Fair play to Cocker. You really pushed me that one. I was worried at times, definitely worried, but thankfully penalties. Even if I had been overtaken, I would have been fine on penalties. But you know, the racer in you want to earn it yourself. You don't want to have to say it off. If only you had penalties, wouldn't have beaten me. Nah, put that out of mind. Try and finish in front if I could. So I could have settled for to finish second on track, but I want to have a go. You know, we're racers. We want to finish in front of each other. That's just how it is. So good to get that win. Some really quick drivers to join now for the next race, so this should be fun. So enjoy my last race win for a little bit. Scuba, Dan Morris, they've joined the fray now. So wins are going to be a lot more difficult here on out, but should be fun to race those guys, and especially for the likes of podiums and race wins. I'm hopeful I can at least get one more win before the end of the season, but championship is looking pretty decent, I will be honest. So be racing for fun, and it should be good. But anyways, crazy race in terms of weather, safety cars, etc. So Germany always seems to throw a bit of something, doesn't it? That's going to do it for round number 9, I think, of DNS. Next up is Hungary, so should be fun. So until next time.
Oh, Graham, you were a teacher and not a fucking...
I got a second one. Yeah, I got a second warning.
You think so, Dan?
Yeah.